All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Isn't that awesome? I'm finally feeling better. I'm feeling not sick. I'm still a little bit sick. I'm going to be the first one to say that, but I'm good now for the most part. The other day, I couldn't even get up. So we're doing great here. The Bitcoin ETF passed. We were kind of calling it. I'm not going to lie. We did make our last stream literally talking about the Bitcoin ETF passing. We have data now that supports a possible bull run. So yes, the title is correct. Maybe a crypto gaming explosion possibly coming this month. Some people are saying it's boring. Other people are saying that we're going to the stratosphere. I'm a little bit in the middle, if I'm completely honest with you. In some ways, I'm very excited. In some ways, I'm not excited. So I hope you enjoy this content. I hope this brings value to your life. If it does, all we ask for is a simple subscribe button so you don't miss out on more streams. And without further ado, let's get right into it. So before we get into crypto gaming coins, there's no way I could talk about them. If we're talking about Bitcoin, I have to talk about what's happened with the Bitcoin ETF. Before I get into the Bitcoin ETF, though, let's just go over the Bitcoin price. What has happened since the ETF has passed? Now, if you haven't been living under a rock, we had a little bit of a correction. I'm not going to lie. We went all the way to $48,000. Had a bit of a correction. By the way, we got people in the chat. Birds, bees, and trees. Good morning. Good morning. It's actually every time I do this stream, it's technically good afternoon because we're doing it 12 p.m. Eastern time. But if you're Pacific, then definitely it's a good morning. So it's good morning somewhere in the world. I'll take it. No problem at all. So Bitcoin right now, it's at $43,000. I've been actively looking at this because if you did not know, I'm actually going to go ahead and show something right here. I have a spreadsheet, and this spreadsheet tracks the nodes that I have. I'm actually going to be making a dedicated video on the nodes that I have right now, as well as the nodes that I'm looking forward to in the future. And by the future, I mean literally like probably the next month, I'm going to be getting more crypto gaming nodes. But as you can see here, I actually own Bitcoin miners, and I'm actually going to be covering where I get my Bitcoin miners as well, and where I make my money mining Bitcoin. That's going to be part of that video as well. I've actually doubled the amount I've invested in Bitcoin miners. And this is for the very fact that I am of a very strong belief and I have very strong conviction in the fact that I still think we're going to have a monumental run. You know, Q4 this year, I am expecting Bitcoin all-time highs. Simply put, by Q4 of 2024, I could see a $68,000 Bitcoin. Maybe that's not a crazy price prediction. Bitcoin doesn't tend to just go up to $400,000, right? It's the kind of asset that when it goes to $60,000, altcoin season hits, and then our crypto gaming plays 100x. It's kind of that kind of asset. How you doing, Dosteezy? Mr. D, good morning, good morning, good morning. But yeah, so I've doubled my position on Bitcoin miners. I have a very strong conviction leading up to the Bitcoin halving, because that is something I've calculated. The Bitcoin halving is coming very soon. So to keep the same amount of profitability on my Bitcoin miners, we're going to need to see a double in the Bitcoin price, which if it does that, I'm going to be very happy, man. Let's just say that. So what's going on with Bitcoin? It's very clear that, you know, we had this huge run up. We've sustained it because, by the way, we haven't had a 30% correction. All we had was, what, a 10% correction over here when the Bitcoin ETF news happened. Typically speaking, I treat this a lot like ICO news. When a brand new coin comes out, let's think of something like Inspect XYZ. I'm an investor in this. Oh my God, hello? Okay, I actually didn't look at the price for today. Okay, we are up a lot of money right now. Anyway, so let's look at this chart here. So when this thing came out, it was all the way at the 19-cent mark, right? We got in way lower than that. And then it went all the way up here to like 30 cents, went all the way back down, then went all the way back up, and then went all the way back down, and then it just bled. Until they were happy with the amount of bleeding, it began to stabilize, and then it began to run again. I actually consider Bitcoin the same way. This news to me is the same exact thing. Now, the low price here for Inspect, this is an example, right, was 16 cents. And for the people that invested early on, 16 cents was still pretty damn good. It's a great deal for Inspect. Obviously, now it's literally doubled in price, but it tells you what's going on here. They had a trickle down in volume. It had nothing happen for a while. And then they timed their next catalyst, and they just moonboyed, right? Same thing could be said with something like Bitcoin, where here's where I'm tying this in, right? Where you could see something like the yearly chart where Bitcoin has been absolutely killing it, right? Leading into this ICO, which we're going to call the Sell the News event, where the Bitcoin ETF actually ended up happening. Bitcoin ETF happens, and then usually speaking, we'll have something like, Alex Becker actually covered this very well on his video on Cardano, where you'll have this massive correction after the actual update happens. But the thing is, we didn't have this massive correction because Bitcoin is digital gold. People are still very excited for this asset for a multitude of reasons. And so this shows a lot of strength. A lot of strength in the markets. If we're having the stabilization already, it's been a couple days into this, we're probably suspecting that by the end of this month, we go 50-50. Really, you're gambling at this point, whether or not it's going to continue to correct or not. I would put my eggs in, I don't think Bitcoin's going to go under 40K. I could be wrong, and I'm sure I'm probably going to be wrong here because I'm a little bit of a moon boy sometimes, but I find it kind of hard to believe that we're going to have much more of a correction than something like 40K. Maybe we can get to 39K, question mark, that could happen. I mean, I'm not longing or shorting, so I don't really care, but I don't suspect that we're going to get too much of a correction. And something interesting that's been happening is this little number right here has been going down. This is the dominance for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Ethereum's been doing extremely well because people are now suspecting that an Ethereum ETF can pass, which I agree. It's kind of like gold and silver. If gold passes and a gold ETF happens, then a silver ETF is probably going to happen, which did end up happening. So if a Bitcoin ETF has happened, then an Ethereum ETF is more than likely going to happen just because of legal reasons. It just makes sense. So I agree with them. I do think that ETF is going to be a big deal for Ethereum, and that's why we're seeing Ethereum outperforming Bitcoin. I'd go as far as to say that I'm pretty sure that Ethereum is going to do what it did last bull run, where it did nothing for a very long time, and then it started running like crazy. We're seeing NFTs in the crypto gaming space, kind of like Pudgy Penguins, that are absolutely tearing it right now. Like, they really are tearing it. And I could talk all day about, Solana Saga and all these different things that I've also been getting into, but it's crypto gaming related. Let's keep it there. Ethereum NFTs are doing absolutely phenomenal. This is a really good thing for your bags. This is a very good thing for your bags because once people start to get into Ethereum, then after the whole Ethereum Sell the News event happens as well with the ETF, we're going to see a lot of money go into places like crypto gaming because crypto gaming, as you can see on this little chart right here, agreed, ETH runs the back half of the, I'm pretty sure, yeah. I'm not sure if it's going to happen right now, the Ethereum run, but I am almost certain that it's going to happen. I mean, I could put my eggs in that basket, is what I'm trying to say. Do I own a lot of Ethereum? No. I own it for like gas fees and stuff, right? I'm not the biggest Ethereum maxi. I probably have a couple $1,000s on Ethereum. But like, if we're talking about like assets like Solana and Avalanche, then yeah, I have a lot of money in those assets because I think that they're going to outperform Ethereum because once money trickles down from Bitcoin to Ethereum ETF passes, people are going to trickle down to the next coin, which is probably Solana, and then they're going to trickle down to the next coin, which XRP hasn't done anything in 3 eons, so it's going to be Avalanche or Cardano, and it just goes there on until we get all the way down there in the little degen land that we call crypto gaming. That's kind of what's going to happen. But we're already seeing a lot of strength in the market. Like, look at this. A Beam is up 10% on the day. You can see here Axie Infinity. Go to the 24 hours. There's plays like ZTX, which ZTX has been a little bit of a sleeper as well. I don't own it, but I know a lot of people that are big into the metaverse plays. I'm like, okay, sure. I could see it. The thing is, when you're recommending a crypto gaming pick, this is something that I've kind of learned over time. If we're looking at stuff like Alex Becker or Hustlepedia or my videos, you really can't go wrong with most picks. Most picks in crypto gaming will get pretty serious gains, no matter where I end up picking. I could throw a dart at any of these coins, and if I choose 10 of them and put $100 in them each, I'll probably be right on most of them, and I'll probably make some pretty good gains. So it doesn't really matter which coins you end up picking, just as long as those coins, first off, the fully diluted values on a lot of these coins are absolutely ridiculous. Which is fair enough, right? They're new coins. New coins tend to have really ridiculous FTVs. But they're the ones that have the most gains. They're the ones that have the most gains. They have the market makers on their side. We all want market makers on our side. You never want them to be against you. But typically speaking, most of these plays, they're going to do very well. Obviously, the ones that we talk about, I mean, we have a stake in them. So it's like, if I have a lot of confidence in this thing, then I'm obviously going to be talking about it. But you know, you can't really go wrong with a lot of these plays. The crypto gaming is just something that is so undervalued in terms of the degen sphere that it's going to be crazy. So let's look at these numbers here for the Bitcoin ETF. They said, JP Morgan here says that inflows could potentially reach $36 billion. And this was January 13th. Bitcoin ETFs attract $1.4 billion in 2 trading sessions. Now, here's the scary thing though. Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust experienced an outflow of $500 million in its first trading days after redemption was opened after SEC approval. What does all of this mean? Well, what this means is that Grayscale has a heck of a lot of money on Bitcoin. I'm talking about a lot of Bitcoin, hundreds of thousands of Bitcoins, and on the higher end of this. How you doing, White Hobbs? And they are letting people finally redeem this. This was at a discount at some point. Now it's not. Well, I think it kind of is a little bit because people are redeeming it a lot. But there's a heck of a lot of Bitcoin that is probably going to be outflowing from Grayscale. So this is a battle. Who's going to win? Is it going to be all these Bitcoin ETFs, or is it going to be Grayscale and all the people paper handing? My thoughts are that at some point, Grayscale is going to win a little bit. You know, people are going to start freaking out, and then boom, everybody's going to start buying Bitcoin again. And that's all that's going to happen. There's going to be some stupid event where the price goes down a little bit, people are freaking out, and then it just comes right back up. It always happens. I'm used to this at this point. I'm desensitized, so I don't really care. Anyway, so let's look at our portfolio here. How are our tokens doing? Are we doing bad? The answer is depends on your perspective, because if you compare a perspective from November, we're doing pretty well. If you compare a perspective from December, coins are not doing that well. You know, I think we're down 21%. If you compare our coins from January, we are down 12%, which, you know, some of these coins are down 39%. So that's a bit of an ouchies, but we just go on. We go on DCAing. This is why you don't throw all your money into these things, and then that's all. You're not going to accumulate anymore. You don't put your money in a crypto gaming play in a single month period. You don't just go all in. It doesn't make any sense. In crypto gaming, things move all over the place. You want to be all over liquid. You don't want to worry about that stuff because some months you're going to be down, some months you're going to be up. If you look at the average of everything, you know, you're net up. So it's important DCAing. It's the easiest thing on the planet. And if we're getting ready for another cycle, which you guys might be lucky. Dare I say it? You all are very lucky people. I'm actually going to tell you that recently I've been doing the same thing that I did in 2022 to 2023. I actually recently paid off all my debt, right, last month. And I've been changing my crypto gaming node strategy. You know, I've got that comfortable amount of money banked up in my bank account. And at this point, I'm like, I'm pretty damn confident in a bull market run later this year. I'm not 100% convinced that, you know, January to February is going to be crazy and everything's going to all-time highs, but I do think it's going to be great for accumulation. I do think that the halving isn't going to instantly pump everything to Valhalla. I could be wrong about this, but I think after we get our little bottom, it's going to get very, very spicy. Debt-free is the goal. It is the goal. Yeah, the big thing was that I was, I'll be honest with you, I was spending a lot of that crypto money accumulating the crypto gaming plays. And I got a bit of debt in fiat. So it kind of paid off if you think about interest rates, but I think it was a very stupid risk that I shouldn't have done, which I don't think I would recommend anybody do at all. You should pay off your debt and then worry about the stuff. That is the easiest thing for most people. Most people will be wrong, so you should definitely just pay off the debt and then worry about this later. So planning on holding a lot of the bags I have right now until 2025. The only bags I'll likely be selling, which I will be selling things, will be mints. If I have multiple, then I keep one, and there you go. Just accumulate more thing. What if no more dip? Then I guess I just accept the fact that it is what it is, right? We try to get into new tokens. That if there are no dips, then we look for new tokens to invest in. There will always be opportunities in the market no matter what. There are actually a couple plays that are coming out really soon. Excuse me. The first one is Storm Warfare. We actually gave away one of these spots on our Twitter. I was sick, which this is why I'm sniffling still. I'm still a little bit sick. But their NFTs are going to be dropping very soon, and their IGO for their token called Jan is also going to be dropping very soon. I actually have an allocation in this token because I played in the public tournament for Storm Warfare. I actually got top 100, which is pretty cool, right? I played the game for a while, and I got an allocation for a crypto token that is being incubated on Cetify, which I think is pretty awesome. You know, free money just for playing a video game and having some fun. That is a play to airdrop meta. Play to airdrop meta is a massive thing. If you're bored Don't play League of Legends. Don't play Counter-Strike. Go play some crypto game and get some money, get some allocations. If you're looking for 100x crypto gaming plays, the easiest way to get one is getting into a token before it even launches. It's the easiest way, by far none. You have to get into these tokens before they launch. So they're all over the place now. The opportunities did not exist last bull market. People were not doing play to airdrop. Now they're doing play to airdrop all over the place. Every other crypto game is doing it. If you're looking for one, right, if you're like, oh, but you haven't really told me what to do, go play Shutdown. I'm going to be giving away whitelist spots on Shutdown when that comes. I've already talked to the team about this for my community, for you guys. That is going to be coming. We should have our Discord up by then. But they have their first play to airdrop week-long event. It's happening until January 19th. Get in there. If you think you're good at these little zombie games, you can kill as many waves as possible, you can get free stuff. And that free stuff could be worth thousands upon thousands of dollars if you're good at this stuff. Shutdown, yes, it's called @play Shutdown. You can see the link right here. Get your money up. Yes, there's too much money in this space. These people are filthy. There's too much money in this space for you to just be throwing it away because you're too lazy to go download this video game. Like, you just download the game, look for other games to play, and no, this is not a promotion. It's just me looking at games. Like, just play these games and get free money. I don't know how much to say this. I've made over $10,000 in the past 3 months, literally just playing crypto airdrop games, like play to airdrop. There's a ton of play to. There's a new one that's coming out really soon that I think we're going to cover on this channel as well that they invited me to do. So it's called Nifty Island, and it launches the 17th, which is literally tomorrow. It's a play to airdrop campaign, right? And they had more details on this stuff. Where is this thing? Open beta. I know they had a thread on this. Okay, here it is. Yeah, so they have a definitive guide to farming the island token. Please, it's free money. It is free money. It is this island token from Nifty Island. So show up, have fun, share your island link, and you'll be rewarded with island. A play to airdrop has 3 primary components: airdrop points and blooms, collector tiers, quests. I know I'm going on a bit of a tangent, but it's too much money to be made for me not to talk about this. I need to make a video just talking about play to airdrop because there's too many games that are just giving out money and nobody is doing them for the most part. There's a good amount of people doing it, but not really. People are just sleeping on it because they're lazy. Keep up the good work. Hope you feel better. Thank you. Shutdown game looks fire. Yes, these are not bad games. They're not. It's okay, though. I'm just going on a tangent here. Anyway, I want to give an update on a play that I talked about on my last stream called Mixmob. Now, Mixmob had their mint. If you didn't know, you had time to mint this. Okay, so I don't want to hear a single person here saying that they did not have time to mint this. They minted out in 12 minutes. You had 12 whole minutes to go ahead and mint this on Solana. Of all chains, Solana, where is this? 12 minutes. I know it said it somewhere. Hold on. I'm cooking here. I'm cooking. 1 hour countdown, drop everything, may have broken the capsules. Where is this? Okay, I don't know where it is, but yes, they did mint out in 12 minutes, okay? I swear, you're gonna have to take my word for it. And so, you had more than enough time to get on this. It was 2.5 Sol. These are going for 4.7 Solana. You doubled your money. You doubled your money if you got into this. And if you got a rare one, then good for you. You made even more money. But yeah, no, these are selling for a good amount of price. And if you bought multiple, then you got an extra amount of their token called MXM. So even better for you. You made even more than a 2x. So there's plenty of opportunities in the market if you understand and you have the knowledge that they exist. If I'm talking about something on a stream, then I've done a good amount of research on this thing and I have enough confidence to give it to you all. If I have enough confidence to give it to you all, I may be wrong still, but if it's on my radar, it's probably a killer project. Sometimes I'm going to miss. I know there's been a couple projects that I've totally missed on that I own, unfortunately, but we're out here trying, and we've gotten some pretty serious gains. Let's be real. Shrapnel gameplay looks horrible compared to Call of Duty. Why do people make this argument where they compare the quality of a game to first off, the best game in the industry? How are you supposed to compare Call of Duty that has hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars worth of development versus Shrapnel that raised, what, $50 to $100 million? And is still in active development and doesn't have the best talent in the world. You know, Call of Duty's been around for ages. Here's the thing, though. Call of Duty is very complacent. They're going to make the same game over and over and over. The only reason that Fortnite ended up blowing up the way it did was because Fortnite was doing a little bit of something spicy, something different that people really liked. They really liked the art style. They really liked the building component. Blew the game the heck up. It was really fun. They had the proximity, all kinds of stuff. Very fun. We all love it. And that's why Fortnite ended up blowing up the way it did. The same could be said with crypto games. Does a crypto game have to be better than a traditional game? Well, the answer is subjective. If I prefer Terraria over Minecraft, but Terraria, I'm sure, has spent significantly less on their game, does that necessarily mean that Minecraft is just a bad game and that it's not going to stand the test of time? No, because someone else might just prefer Minecraft. Two totally different games, very similar concept, same genre-ish, right? If you really want to consider it that. I prefer Terraria, though, right? I love Terraria. But, you know, maybe you like in-game economies more. Maybe you're a nerd, right? Like me, that is just obsessed with numbers, right? And I would much rather play something like Shrapnel, where I can calculate profits in this XYZ format, and I can manipulate the auction marketplace and all these different things. I think that's really fun. I used to play Arcade and all these different MMOs, and I was on those websites like D2JSP trading all the time. So if I was into that stuff, it makes a lot of sense why I'm into crypto. You know, we think about games like League of Legends. League of Legends was not better than its original competitor, but it had a better economy. It had a better monetization model. So it won. It won. And another thing is, does this game have to be better than Call of Duty? The answer is no. If this game raised $50 to $100 million, let's say, right? Let's say this is Shrapnel, right? And right now, they're very happy. The investors have all like doubled, if not tripled, their initial investments. I'm sure they don't care about Call of Duty. They're more than happy with what Shrapnel's been doing for the longest of time. This is not even talking about those investors that probably got in before the token even launched, right? They're up. They're up in the stratospheres at this point. They don't care. And, you know, it's all subjective because most games you're going to end up losing money anyway. The quality of a game really doesn't matter. It's just how fun is the game. If it brings the whole dopamine thing in my brain and it hits in the whatever way I want to participate in this economy, if I even care about it participating in the economy, it works. A good example of this is Dead Drop. I have fun playing Dead Drop. I would rather play Dead Drop over something like PUBG. Now, am I insane? Maybe I am. But I just prefer playing something like Dead Drop over PUBG. So, I mean, maybe I just suck, right? And I just don't like good games. I mean, I played League of Legends for the longest of time, right? But it's too subjective. This industry is too subjective. Like, I was watching this thing the other day. It was this guy called Kira TV. I love his videos. He was roasting, like, Kompete and all these other tokens for what they were doing. I think it was, like, Heroverse as well. And then I look at something like Kompete, I'm like, you know, I'm pretty sure everybody that got into Kompete is very happy right now. They're all very happy. And the game, it's not, you know, it hasn't raised hundreds of millions of dollars, right? This is a pretty small scale game in comparison. They probably got like 30 people working on this game that have been working their tail off for 2 years. But with the resources that they have, they've done a lot. And they don't need to have billions of dollars to build this product out. And I'm sure a lot of the people that got into this game are very happy. So it's a very subjective thing. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. You know, right now we're just covering crypto gaming tokens. So as long as the token goes up, right, and has the rationale, then it is what it is. Shrapnel has bad tokenomics. Yeah, but you're not going to need to care about that for a couple months. You're going to need to care about that in the future. But right now we don't care, right? You have a couple months until the tokenomics start to affect the token. For now, you're pretty much in the clear. As long as you understand when these little black swan events can potentially happen. What's up, Smiling Monster? How you doing, buddy? How you doing? Are you talking about short-term prompts? In the long run, only high-quality sure, TK, yes. The answer is obviously yes, right? We want projects that survive, but I'm a realist, right? I'm an optimist, but I'm also a realist. And I understand that in 2 years, most of these tokens are probably going to be down 99.5%. Because that's just how this industry goes, right? It's just crypto in general. After this bull market, these tokens will correct, and we will see abominations happen with diluted values. It's just terrible things. I mean, look at Illuvium, right? Like, if you bought at $1,700, you just got completely obliterated when the actual bear market started. And this didn't take a long time. This was, what, 6 months? Went all the way from $1,700 down to under $100 practically. So I hear you, though. All we care about is short-term stuff. All we care about is short-term stuff. For infrastructure projects, which are totally different from like single game projects, if we're talking about something like, I don't know, Immutable X or GameSwift or Playable, or maybe I have more here. Echelon Prime is making multiple games. Myria is another infrastructure project. They're building a lot of games. Or Gala, right? You don't really care about FTVs or anything like that. Because either way, I mean, they're just going to build out their products anyway, and there's probably going to be a lot of opportunities within those ecosystems to make money. Like, if you look at the price of IMX, you would have been like, oh no, this is terrible. Look at the market cap, it's making new all-time highs. So the tokenomics suck, but if you can play the tokenomics in your favor and you're participating in these economies actively, then you're going to make good money. Crypto is not the stock market. That's the one thing I've learned. In crypto, you do not want to be complacent. You don't want to just buy an asset and then hold it for 3 years. It doesn't work out for you. It never does. At least from my experience, I could be wrong, right? I've been through a cycle already. Maybe people will argue, you haven't been here since 2017. You don't understand how it really works. You could be right. I mean, I'm just talking out of my ass from my own personal experience. For my personal experience, you need to be very active in these economies. You need to actively look for more capital. It's not like the stock market where you buy something, hold it 3 years, you make money. You're going to lose money here if you hold things for 3 years. Even if the thing goes to new all-time highs on market caps, price-wise, you got completely obliterated. Look at this, right? It's doing so much better, and yet the price is nowhere near where it was before because the market cap has caught up, but the price is not because the tokenomics suck. During a bear market, you don't want to hold tokens unless you're in like a node ecosystem, which you might argue that the token goes down. So, you know, you're accumulating more tokens because more people are disincentivized to run nodes. And then maybe you'll get enough tokens for when the bull market comes to actually have something going. We could talk all day about the rationalizing that and how people change node infrastructure emissions during a bear market to incentivize more people to run nodes. Gala's done that as well. People are making a decent amount off their Gala founders nodes now. Obviously not a crazy amount because the Gala token is pretty low. But we could talk all day about that, but just in generally speaking, holding a token in a bear market is a very, very, very bad idea. I've lost a lot of money just holding tokens versus if I just bought an NFT or something and I just cashed out most of it, I would have been pretty damn happy right now. So not if you held, yeah, but nobody's going to hold Ethereum or Bitcoin. People don't do that anymore. Nobody does that anymore. If you're in crypto at this point and you're buying Bitcoin, I don't know, man. I mean, I have Bitcoin miners, so I could be a bit of a hypocrite, but I don't know. I don't really believe in the whole, like, putting a majority of your portfolio on Bitcoin and Ethereum. If you're going to do that, you should probably just put it in a high yield savings account, right? At that point, right? Don't take the risk. Just chill with your money. Be happy with your money. If I make 100x returns this crypto gaming bull market, excuse me, hold on, then I am going to put most of it in some kind of savings account. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to take a risk on Bitcoin. There's no reason to do it. And during a bear market, the likelihood is that it's going to correct and not be worth anything. So I'm going to put it in something safe. I'm going to relax until the next bull market, accumulate plays, and that's it. You know, if you bought Bitcoin back at 15K, I actually bought Bitcoin at 11,000. 11,000 was the first time I bought Bitcoin. I still remember it was December of 2020. Yeah, it was December 2020. Let's actually look at the price here. December of 20. Okay, maybe I was a little wrong here. Really? I swear to you, I bought this at 11,000. Maybe it was a month before, but I remember I got this at 11,000. And I didn't put much. I put like $1,000 in or something like that. And you could argue, you know, 4x is amazing, but in just this month alone, I've gotten plays that have over 4x'd. It's not like it's the craziest thing in the world. For example, like, give me 1 second. Where are the, okay, here they are. Hold on. So these things right here, right? These things are called Solana phones. And I've got 3 of these little puppies. And I bought them for, what was it, $600 when they were selling out or something like that. And now these little things are worth a lot. If you actually look at websites like checkphone.xyz, it'll tell you how much the airdrops are worth for these things. They were worth over $2,000. I've already cashed out more than $2,000. It's also not tracking a lot of the NFT plays that have come out for the airdrops on these things. So this number is higher. But this was just buying cell phones. Just buying cell phones. And this was in like a month, right? Like, so there's plenty of opportunities in the market to make money. Like, it's the most stupid things that will make money for you. So if you can find it and you can take advantage of it before other people, you're gonna make good money. You're gonna make good money. So I'm very confident in a bull run still happening. I'm very confident in my node miners making a lot of sense. I'm gonna break it down a lot more tomorrow. But that's essentially going to be, let me get one. I got a sofa. Yeah. One of these is my girlfriend's. I gave it to her. But yeah. So yeah, I'll be making videos on all this stuff in the future, but that's essentially going to be the stream. Just a very quick one. I've got a video coming out later on about a play to airdrop. If you guys are interested in it, if you're not, it's cool. It's cool. You can't give play to airdrop for everyone. When Galaphone, hopefully they get one of those soon. But I'm still pretty sick. You see I'm sweating my ass off over here. I'm going to go ahead, get a little bit of a rest. But thank you for joining the stream. Tomorrow, I promise. Okay, I promise we're going to have a stream as well. We're also going to have sponsored big time streams, which actually, it's a good excuse to play video games with you all, which is going to happen Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So I'm looking forward to that one. But y'all, I'm going to go ahead and head out. Hopefully I gave you some value today. Hopefully I gave you some new things to look at. You know, look at the play to airdrop stuff, the Nifty Islands, the shutdowns. Look into the FCFS whitelist giveaways that I'm going to be doing, like the Storm Warfares. I think I'm going to be covering like Play Ember very soon on their MB list and a bunch of other things. But too many opportunities in the market for you to miss out on. Screw all these tokens that are correcting. Just look at new things. Put your little glasses on and just become a little moon boy with me. But thank you for your time, guys.